What is this new wave DLC that's coming out next spring? I guess it is. They didn't really talk about it whatsoever in the live that they just did. Actually, this is the last day of the month. So earlier in this month, they had a live where they talked about the last wave for Splatoon 3, but there's no, all it said was, it showed the same video that showed the last time, and all it said was it's going to be a game or a mode that you can play over and over again. And before I get really started, this is Ryan over at Nintendo. All right, so I know Splatoon 3 is an older game. It came out about a year ago, and I haven't played it that much. I did, it's actually one of these games that's really good to play if you're talking to somebody on the phone, or you don't need full concentration. You can just play the game. And actually I got to probably level 25 doing that, but I really didn't like the way the matches were set up. Splatoon 1 and 2 was really good at setting up matches. Splatoon 3 really didn't do it very good. So I kind of got tired of it. It was, you either had the most dominant team or the worst team. There was like no in between. There was no guessing whether, oh man, I don't know if we won or not, which you saw a lot in Splatoon 1 and 2. But in 3, from what I played anyway, and from what I've seen for other reviewers, and I know I talk about Kit and Krista a couple times on this channel. They talked about it too. They didn't really like that. So they tried the single player. So I decided I was going to try the single player, and the first thing I thought when I first loaded up the single player was, it looks like Shin Megami 5, which is also on the Switch. What is this new wave DLC that's coming out next spring? I guess it is. They didn't really talk about it whatsoever in the live that they just did earlier in this month. They had a live where they talked about the last wave for Splatoon 3, but there's no, all it said was, it showed the same video that showed the last time, and all it said was it's going to be a game or a mode that you can play over and over again. So what is that? So I'm going to run the trailer for it while I'm talking here, and the only thing that I can think is this is like a paint by numbers thing, but is it also kind of multiplayer? Is it strictly single player, or is there some kind of competitive mode to this? Is there a co-op to this? What do you have to do in this? I keep watching this video and it looks really good. I have to admit, I haven't gotten the DLCs. I don't even know what the first wave really was. I did see that there's a new amiibo coming out. I don't know when they even announced that. Maybe I missed it completely, so I missed the pre-order for that. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I saw it's like 25 bucks or whatever, so that's a little pricey for an amiibo. I don't know what wave 1 was, but I'm interested in the second wave. Maybe we'll get lucky. I highly doubt it, but maybe we'll get lucky and they'll include it in NSO, Nintendo Service Online, like they did with the last one. But even so, what is it? Is it your coloring? It kind of reminds me, I'm not into Disney at all, but I know there was a Disney game where you colored the whole level. I think there's been a couple of games that kind of played off this. You had just a white screen and you had to color however you wanted to see where you're going, so you couldn't advance in the level until you painted a certain area. It kind of looks like it might be that, and it kind of looks like something else. It looks like speed play is going to be a big part of it. But other than that, what is this? I mean, anybody down in the comments section, let me know what's your guess as to what this is actually going to be. I still can't figure it out. I've watched this like 3 or 4 times. I think I'm gonna get it. I actually still haven't even played the single player mode or any of the DLC for Splatoon 2. I highly doubt it's ever gonna happen, even though it's free and I still have the game. But I couldn't get myself into doing it. But this one really does grab me. But if it's just going to be where you're coloring, in the basically where you kind of do a Splatfest, the turf wars or whatever, if it's just that for single player, I don't see the point of that. So there has to be something else to this. And I'm like half an hour into the single player. I liked what I was seeing so far. The one on the original Splatoon was so punishing. I couldn't believe how hard that boss was. I felt like I was playing like Contra back in 1989 or something like that. It was really hard. I'd imagine, you know, I didn't play the single player in 2 either. The multiplayer on that was so good that there was just no reason for me to even go anywhere else. The ranked is still rough, just like it was in Splatoon 2. I'm not a huge fan of the ranked, but what is this DLC? What is it bringing to it? Is it connect? Can you connect with friends? Are you in this huge world and you're coloring and whoever gets the end wins, or is it another, you know, you got to complete these levels? Is it a platformer? I mean, what is it? It's just, I can't get any answers from this video. But anyway, I wanted to bring light to that. And I also wanted to say, if you've got Splatoon 3 and you haven't tried the single player, which I think a lot of people don't do, it is definitely worth playing. It is definitely worth playing. If you've played Shin Megami Tensei 5, the beginning looks so similar to what you're going to see in the beginning of SMT 5. I'm just going to say SMT 5. Anyway, that's my video. I'm really interested in this. I'm a little surprised that they're not putting it out this year. That must mean that Switch 2 or whatever they're going to be calling it is going to be way later next year. I mean, we all know it's coming. They've been showing it to, media. They've been showing it to investors. They've been showing it to people. So we know that it's coming. But because they've got actually releases coming out next summer. So maybe it comes out next summer. Maybe it comes out next holiday season. Who knows? But what is in this? I don't know. We'll see. Talk to you. Comments, questions down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.